Well, welcome to the Coach's Corner. Hi, I'm Frank Barbehenn, and I will be your discipleship coach for this week, with your permission. Week 2 on our series of suffering and trauma. Now we're going to look at a typical Protestant approach or view of suffering. Prior to the Reformation, the cross had Jesus Christ nailed on it, and it was called the Crucifix. And the Catholic Church still has the Crucifix. In the Reformation, they took Jesus off the cross. So if you notice that in Protestant churches, Jesus is not on the cross, it's a plain cross. And they did that because they didn't want to focus on his suffering. They wanted to focus on his resurrection. For many Protestants, the resurrection means that we should be living a victorious life, so that our suffering should be relatively small in our life because we are living the victorious life. Out of that, if you have enough faith, then somehow or other you should be able to overcome your suffering. If you have enough faith, there will be answered prayers to see you through the suffering. If you have enough faith, there may be miracles that happen that undo the suffering. Now, many Protestants also have a view that is like the secular view of karma, and that is if you do something bad, if you somehow or other you're not acting wisely, or you're acting immorally, you're acting sinfully, then the Lord is going to punish you. And this is similar to Job's friends who viewed that his suffering must be coming from his sin or his wife's sin. Somewhere in the family, somebody's sinning, because you wouldn't suffer so much if you weren't sinning. So that's another typical Protestant view, that you are suffering because you have sinned. Another, picking up from the book of Hebrews, is that we're being disciplined. So God sends suffering kind of like to create a purgatory on earth. So God sends suffering in order to discipline us. Kind of a refiner's fire on the earth, a kind of a purgatory on earth. These different ways of thinking about suffering are Protestants' ways of trying to get a sense that all suffering has some divine meaning. And it's a way to try to have some sense of control or mastery of the suffering. The other thing, from another angle about how Protestants view suffering, is that if you notice, not many people, not many Christians sit around the dining room table discussing suffering and death. Not many people will discuss what is the meaning of suffering, what is the meaning of their suffering. So particularly in America here, Protestant views of suffering and discussions about suffering tend to be relatively on the shallow side. It's delegated to ministers and chaplains and people like me, psychologists, to deal with the issues of suffering. Well, if you have thoughts or questions, feel free to blog me at the Coach's Corner or email me at frank@peakperformancediscipleship.com, frank@peakperformancediscipleship.com, and we'll see you next time.